From Studio B, this is WGALA Brainbusters. Now, here's your host, Rich Rosen.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to our 23rd season of WGALA Brainbusters. We're here today, and we know we are going to have a stimulating Q&A session with our two new teams. We have Harrisburg Academy and Elizabethtown, but only one team will advance to round two. Who will it be? Well, let's start finding out now, because here comes today's opening round. We have 10-point questions, a little easier to start out. So players, pick up your signaling buttons, and let's use them frequently, beginning now with this 10-point question. Published in 1992, it was an unlikely bestseller. It's called Earth in the Balance, Ecology and the Human Spirit. What American politician, businessman, environmentalist, and presidential candidate wrote it, Liam?
Gore?
Al Gore did indeed, just before he was elected vice president. It's 45 miles east of Jeddah and 300 miles south of Medina. What is this city, Liam, again?
Mecca?
Mecca is the city in Saudi Arabia to which Orthodox Muslims bow and pray 5 times a day. It's the story of two noble Russian families during and after Napoleon's invasion. What is this epic novel, Liam?
War and Peace?
War and Peace is by Leo Tolstoy. It's a video game that was a hit before you were born. Mario the Carpenter battles through crazy construction sites to save Pauline from the clutches of a giant monkey. Liam?
Donkey Kong?
What is it?
Donkey Kong?
Donkey Kong is correct, yes, in 1981. Good for you. This theorem states that for any triangle with sides A, B, and C, C squared, Gabe.
Pythagorean?
No, sorry, I'm to complete the question for Harrisburg Academy. C squared equals A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cosine C. By what name is this theorem commonly known? Drew.
Law of cosines?
You are correct, and that gets Harrisburg Academy on the board for 10 points. Diffraction, interference, or refraction? Which characteristic of light is responsible for the rainbow you see in a soap bubble? Mason.
Diffraction.
No, sorry, that's incorrect. Liam.
Refraction.
No, you're both incorrect. It's interference. In 1974, he became the first sitting president of the United States to visit Japan. Who was he, Owen?
Gerald Ford.
He's the one. In statistics, it's the middle value when a list of values is arranged in order of size.
Median.
The median, yes. 3 blind mice and row, row, row your boat are familiar examples of this kind of song, which is sung. Mason.
Nursery rhyme.
It is correct, yes. When you're talking about music, a CD is a compact disc. But if you're talking about money and investments, Liam.
Certificate of Deposit.
That's what a CD stands for, yes. China, Thailand, Cambodia, and Vietnam. What country do these 4 countries surround? Mason.
Laos.
Laos is correct for 10 points. In the 1001 Arabian Nights, he is the son of Mustafa, a poor Chinese tailor. He meets an African magician who pretends to be his uncle in order to get him to retrieve a magical object from a cave. Who is the character, Liam?
Aladdin?
It is Aladdin, yes. In the Uffizi Gallery, you'll see this painting. A nude goddess is being blown to shore by the winds and is welcomed by spring. Liam.
The Birth of Venus?
The Birth of Venus by Botticelli. It's a beautiful sight, yes. They provide us with day vision and color vision and are located in the fovea in the eye. Gabe.
Cones?
The cones are the visual cells that we're going for, yes. This 2-letter word is a form of Japanese drama. It's a negative adverb. Liam.
No.
No, and of course the formula for nitric oxide. This Ryan monoplane is on display at the Aeronautics and Space Museum of the Smithsonian Institute. What airplane made a 3,000-mile trip in May 1927? Liam again.
The Spruce Goose?
No, sorry. Any idea, Harrisburg Academy? Oh, we stumped you on the Spirit of St. Louis. The osprey and the ostrich are both birds. What kind of animal is an ocelot? Liam.
Cat.
It is a cat, yes, or a wildcat, yes. The League of Women Voters was founded in 1920, the year this amendment was passed, giving women the right to vote. Liam.
19th.
It is the 19th Amendment, yes. Some use lead oxide and sulfuric acid. Some use lithium or nickel and cadmium. Liam.
Batteries.
Batteries are the combination of chemicals that can have great potential. Whether I shall turn out to be the hero of my own life or whether that station will be held by anybody else, these pages must show. So begins Charles Dickens' most autobiographical novel. What is it? Liam.
David Copperfield?
It is David Copperfield, yes. He was elected to the Senate in... November, we were going for Ted Kennedy. Well, that sound takes us to the end of the round. A very strong performance for Elizabethtown so far, but it's early on in the game. We have a lot more coming up, including the one-on-one rapid fire and team lightning rounds. So stay tuned as WGAL8 Brainbusters continues following this.
WGAL8 Brainbusters will return after this. The final 4 teams in the WGAL8 Brainbusters tournament will win cash grants. The 3rd and 4th place teams will receive $1,000 each. The 2nd place team will receive $3,000. And the WGAL8 Brainbusters champions will receive $5,000 in grant money. Now, here's Rich with our coaches and alternates.
Well, hi, everyone. I'm so glad you're back because you're just in time to meet Mr. Tim Luckenbaugh. Mr. Luckenbaugh is the Spanish teacher over at Harrisburg Academy, a longtime coach, and a great guy, and we really appreciate you being here. So here's a question to throw out because it's good to for your students and for us to learn about you. If you had a dream vacation to select from, and when you retire maybe you'll go on it, where might that be?
Well, I do have a vacation that I really want to take. I wouldn't say it's my dream vacation, but it's one of many vacations I plan to take after I retire. I want to hike the Camino de Santiago in Spain, so for a few weeks.
And being a speaking Spanish, I mean, I think that's a lot of work, though. I know somebody who has done it, and it's quite a treacherous trek, if you will. Yeah. All right. Well, I hope that comes to fruition for you. Now let's meet today's alternate from Harrisburg Academy. This is Ben Killian, and you're a junior. Thank you so much for being here. Besides being right here, right now, what is one of the bravest things that you've ever done?
I think one of the bravest things I've ever done is actually something I'm doing right now, which is pursuing grants for a garden I'm making at my school.
So you mean an outside garden at the academy, and you're going to actually start it, and it'll be there for eternity, we hope.
Yep.
And it will feed, the students and everyone. All right, fantastic. What a great idea. Thanks for being here. Now let's head over to Elizabethtown and say hello to Mr. Timothy Spiegel, social studies teacher, a longtime coach, great coach. We always appreciate you coming. And boy, you really brought a strong team this year, and we really always appreciate that. So if, you've been teaching for, I think, close to 25 years, am I correct? Or
almost 18.
Oh, that's it, 18 years. So I've known you for, it seems, forever. What keeps you going as a teacher, with all the travails and problems that exist today? What keeps you going to keep teaching and showing up every day?
Probably 2 things. I love coaching this team. Every team that I bring to this show and play in leagues every year, it's just such great kids. Most of whom I don't teach, so I just have a very different dynamic with them, but they're such fun, bright kids. And as I teach history and other things, just seeing the light bulb. I know it's a little cliche, but just seeing things click in kids, they connect learning and they learn something they never heard of before. It's pretty cool to see still.
And they hopefully come out as better people.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you very much for bringing the strong team, and thank you for bringing Connor Dellinger. She is a sophomore from Elizabethtown, your first time here, and we really appreciate you coming here. So besides being a good student, what is something that you can say you're really good at?
I would say currently my best attribute is being able to control the light board during our plays and musicals. I am currently 2 years in. I have 1 musical and 1 play under my belt, and I am starting to learn how to do the cues, and I'm grateful for my teacher, Sophia, who is helping me learn how to do more about the new board.
Well, that's what I say about people like the director here. Her name is Connor, by the way, who's directing our show, and she has to listen to every word I say, and she has to be on it, so I know the intensity that you must be going through. Thank you for being here. Well, here's the time we've all been waiting for. It's time to challenge each other of our students one-on-one as they go head-to-head in today's one-on-one rapid fire round. It gives us a chance to chat with our players a little bit and see how well they do individually. So first, let's say hello to Drew Meals, a senior. You've been here before. It's delightful to see you again. And we're all looking for little victories in our lives, but you've done something that you should be very much proud of, and I'd love if you would share with us.
Yes, the past 2 years, I have spearheaded our school's Thanksgiving food drive. So in 2022, the first one that I had planned, we collected about 1,000 items, which was obviously very good. It benefited the Central PA Food Bank. But this past Thanksgiving, so 2023, I knew I wanted to make it bigger and help more people, and we actually ended up collecting over 3,000 items and had a few local news stations come out to the school, so I think I interviewed with like 3 different news stations, which
Well,
is
it's
pretty
impressive
cool.
when you think about how small Harrisburg Academy is compared to some of these huge schools out there. Thank you very much. It's a beautiful thing, and I know a lot of people appreciate it. And speaking of large schools, here's Elizabethtown Area High School. We have Owen Wagner, and you're a junior. It's your first time here, and we're so glad that you're here. But this past summer, you went on a trip, I would call a trip of a lifetime. I'd love to hear about it.
I did. We traveled to California, and we spent about a week traveling up and down the coast. We visited a lot of different places, but our mode of transportation to get there, some people might fly, some people might take like an RV. We took 5 people in a relatively small minivan. So in addition to being the trip of a lifetime and that we got to see lots of new places, we also got to see a lot of each other for 23 days in a pretty small environment. So it was a really cool experience.
Well, you came out in one piece for us, so that's good. But hopefully you two, Drew and Owen, are going to come out in one piece after I put you two one-on-one with these 3 questions. You cannot shake hands with a clenched fist, she said. Who was the first female prime minister of India who was assassinated October 31st, 1984? Oh, both of you, we stumped you on Gandhi, Indira Gandhi. At Yale University, Fred Smith wrote a paper about the need for an overnight delivery service. And in 1973, he launched this company. What company is now the delivery service of choice for modern businesses? Owen.
FedEx.
FedEx is correct, yes. And finally, it's 828 meters or 2,717 feet tall. And since 2008, the Burj Khalifa has been the world's tallest building. In what city is it located? Owen again.
Dubai.
It is Dubai, yes. Dubai United Arab Emirates. Good for you. So we have 30 to 170. Now we're going to say hello to our 2 captains. First, it's a pleasure to welcome back Mason Rickwine. And you're a senior at Harrisburg Academy. You've been here before, so you know the drill. That you know I want to ask you about something really interesting, and that you've done some incredible volunteer work.
Yes, the past 2 summers and over my winter breaks, I've spent just about 200 hours volunteering as an EMT at Lower Allen EMS. So that means I'm riding around in the back of the ambulance, getting to see patients, getting my hours in. This will be a huge help when I get to college.
So is medical profession somewhere you're leading to?
Absolutely.
So blood doesn't scare you? And...
No, sir.
All right. Well, good for you. All right, Liam Burke, he's the captain of Elizabethtown. Wow, you did really well in that first round of play, and it's great to welcome you back to the show. So I like the idea that you take risks, and you certainly did take a few risks here because you anticipated some questions, and you weren't exactly sure, I think. But you took a risk over the holiday break and tried something new?
Yeah, on Boxing Day, I went ice skating. And for anyone who has seen me walk on like regular land, you would know. It was a terrible idea. I got out on the ice, I looked like a baby deer out there. I took a couple of tumbles, and yeah, my brain's still rattling around, my tailbone's still aching.
Well, and a quick question, did you do figure skates or did you have hockey skates on?
I truly could not answer
because that makes a difference, because I tried figure skates once. They're more rounded at the tip and I couldn't balance, but the hockey skates,
they had the little spikes.
I was able to, yeah, that's probably why, so I understand what you're saying. Okay, Mason and Liam, let's put you two one-on-one. According to Ronald Reagan, we stole it fair and square in 1903. In 1999, we had to give it back. What is this now drought-ridden passage through Central America? Liam.
The Panama Canal.
The Panama Canal, yes. All of the following people have the same last name. He led the Peasants' Revolt in England in 1381. She plays Princess Arwen in The Lord of the Rings, and he became the 10th president after William Henry Harrison. What's the last name? Liam?
Tyler.
It is Tyler, yes. Wat Tyler, Liv Tyler, and John Tyler. Good for you. And finally, Edgar Allan Poe wrote many memorable stories. What story is about an orangutan who kills 2 women in a locked room, Liam?
The Murders in the Rue Morgue.
That is correct, Murders in the Rue Morgue. Good for you. You dominated those 3 questions, 30 to 200. Now it's up to meet our final players. We're going to say hello to Samantha. Samantha Duncan, a junior. Thank you for coming here today and playing with us. You, I'm going to show off for you, you're an award winner.
Yeah, so this past September, I think it was, I got awarded the IB Summer Scholarship, which is basically an opportunity for me to take a trip abroad and, I plan to go to Belgium and do a reciprocal exchange there, and so I'm really hoping for a nice, enriching experience with that.
Oh, I think it's undoubtedly you'll receive it. Do you speak French?
Yeah, a little. I've been taking classes since 8th grade.
Okay, it'll be good to practice. And they have fantastic food there. Okay, now we're going to meet Gabe Rotet. Once again, welcome back. I know you've been here many times, and it's nice to have you play with us again. You are a senior at Elizabethtown. And you have also been part of, well, Quiz Bowl is a big part of your life, but you're part of another academic competition at school. Tell us about that.
Yes, that is accurate. Model United Nations. And just as it sounds, we, as a group, model the United Nations and their meets and discussions about how to tackle world issues. Each individual will represent in a country at the conference. I've participated in South Korea, Brazil, and Morocco in my past years.
3 great countries. All right, Gabe and Samantha, I've got 3 great questions for you as we put you 2 one-on-one. It's where the Green Monster lives. Built in 1912, it's the oldest baseball stadium in the major leagues and has been home to the Red Sox ever since. Gabe?
Philadelphia.
Oh, no, sorry, that's incorrect. Samantha, where is this? Oh, we stumped you on Fenway Park. The Green Monster, of course, is the outfield wall of Fenway. In 1661, Robert Boyle suggested this term for substances that cannot be decomposed into simpler substances. We still use it. What's the word, Samantha?
Cells.
Cells? No, sorry. Right, Gabe, any idea? Gabe?
Atomic?
No, it's element is the correct term. And finally, his most famous movies include Cattle Queen of Montana, Newt Rockney All-American, King's Row, and Bedtime for Bonzo. Who was this actor and president? Samantha?
Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan is correct. Good for you. So we have a score of 40-200. We're now going to pick up the pace and play today's 60-second lightning round. So Mason, your team is behind at this point, so it's up to you to select among these 3 quizzes. We have extra, just plain potpourri, and B&S.
We'll take B&S.
B&S. B&S can stand for many things like Bedspring, Breadstick, and Baltic Sea. So for 10 points each, identify these places and things that start with B and S. And Mason, I take your answers. The team's answer, Drew and Samantha, are ready to help you along. 60 seconds on the clock, which will begin after I finish reading the first question. Good luck, and here we go. If you earn a BS degree, this is what BS stands for?
Bachelor's in Science.
Correct. It's an ice cream dessert with lots of toppings and a banana, of course.
Banana split.
Correct. It's a dancer would call it a tutu. You might call it this.
Ballerina suit.
No, ballet skirt. It's where Sherlock Holmes lives at number 221B.
Baker Street.
Correct. First class star, life eagle, are ranks earned by?
Boy Scout.
Boy Scout.
Correct. Teddy Roosevelt advised us to speak softly and carry?
Big stick.
Correct. This is the 3rd leg of horse racing's Triple Crown.
Belmont Stakes.
Correct. The narrow stretch of water that separates Alaska from Siberia.
A Bering Strait.
Correct. An undesirable and disreputable member of your family.
Black sheep.
Correct. Tiny cabbages originally grown in Belgium.
Brussels sprouts.
Correct. What you're wearing when you're wearing nothing at all.
Birthday suit.
Birthday suit. Yes. Angel in Anaheim, Bush in St. Louis, Yankee in New York.
Baseball stadium.
Correct. This chemical compound with the formula NaHCO3.
Baking soda.
Baking soda.
Baking soda is correct. Nickname for a Nazi, especially a stormtrooper in the 30s and 40s. Brown shirt. Well done. Some fantastic teamwork. 12 correct came your way. 120 points. Good for you. Okay, it's up to you now, Liam. We have extra and just plain potpourri.
We will take extra. Please.
Here's an exam you can get excited about. You'll earn exactly 10 points if you expertly identify these people, places, and things whose names all begin with EX. Now, Liam, I take your answer as the team's answer. Gabe and Owen are ready to help you along. We're going to put 60 seconds on the clock, which will begin after I finish reading the first question. If you're an actor or an actress in a crowded scene with nothing to do but be seen, you're an extra. Doctors recommend at least 30 minutes of this 5 times a week. Correct. Intriguingly different, excitingly strange, foreign, unusual.
Extraordinary.
Exotic. These are presidential decrees directed.
Executive orders.
Executive orders is correct. This adjective can precede ear, hard drive, and storage.
External.
External?
External, yes, to wear out completely or the pipe
Exhaust.
at the end of, exhaust is correct. Formal expulsion from a religious group, especially the Catholic Church.
Excommunication.
Correct. In law, someone who is appointed to carry out the terms of a will.
Executor.
Executor is correct. The hard outer shell of an insect or crustacean.
Exoskeleton.
Exoskeleton is correct. This Latin phrase provides a law which acts retroactively, literally after the fact.
Ex post facto.
Correct. A speech made with little or no preparation.
Extemporaneous.
That is correct. Delicate, fragile, beautiful, flawless, delicate.
Exquisite.
Exquisite is correct. The ELT now being built in the Atacama Desert of Chile.
Skip.
The extremely large telescope. The second book of the Old Testament.
Exodus.
Exodus is correct. 12 correct came your way. Good for you. Well done. Well, we still have a lot more game left, and I know you're as excited as I am, but it's time now to reveal today's bonus Brainbuster category. So during our break, our teams will wager 0 to 25 points based on their knowledge of basketball. We'll see how our teams do with the bonus Brainbuster and, of course, the all-important Final Frenzy when WGAL 8 Brainbusters continues in just a matter of minutes.
Watch all this season's episodes of WGAL 8 Brainbusters anytime on WGAL.com. Our online home also includes our tournament schedule and a chance to learn more about the show and host Rich Rosen. Go to WGAL.com and click on Brainbusters.
Well, hi, everybody. Welcome back. It's time now for today's bonus Brainbuster. Here's Lori Burkhalter in the newsroom. Lori.
Thanks, Rich. Now here is your bonus Brainbuster. It took 56 years and 38 playoff appearances for the basketball team nestled in the high plains just east of the Rocky Mountains to finally reach the peak of its sport. Who became the 2023 NBA champions in June? Again, it took 56 years and 38 playoff appearances for the basketball team nestled in the high plains just east of the Rocky Mountains to finally reach the peak of its sport. Who became the 2023 NBA champions in June? Good luck with your answer. Now back to you in Studio B. Rich?
Thank you, Lori. Good luck, teams. We'll give you about 5 seconds. I think both teams knew pens are closed. Mason, we always start with you if you wouldn't mind showing us your answer. The Nuggets, the Denver Nuggets, 25 points will be added to your score. Good for you. Liam, did you also put the Nuggets? The Nuggets as well, 25 points added to your score. Boy, it's really going to be quite the competition. Let's see what happens now as we play our final frenzy. This time we have 20-point questions. Good luck to all 6 of you. The symbol for the British pound is an L with a line through it. What currency symbol is a Y with a line through it, Liam?
Yen.
The yen, yes. John Bunyan's Pilgrim's Progress, Dante's Divine Comedy, and Spenser's Fairy Queen are literary works in which the characters and events have more than a literal meaning. Liam?
Allegories?
They're all allegories, yes. This football season, your team played 5 home runs. On all 5 occasions, the coin came up heads on the toss before the game. What are the odds of this happening?
1 in 32.
You are correct. Good for you. In 1633, he was condemned to life imprisonment by the Inquisition for suggesting that the Earth revolved around the sun. In Owen.
Copernicus?
Not he, no. In 1992, Drew.
Galileo,
the Pope finally admitted he was right. The Italian scientist was Galileo. It was called the Yi-Ho-Tuan, the Society of Righteous and Harmonious Fists. And in 1900, Liam.
The Boxers?
The Boxers were the armies of 8 foreign countries, the freedom fighters. Good for you. As a reporter for the New York Herald, he explored the Congo River and found David Livingstone at Lake Tanganyika. Liam.
Stanley?
Stanley, Sir Henry Morton Stanley, whose famous greetings was Dr. Livingstone, I presume. The binary logic used in computers has only 2 values, yes and no, or 1 and 0. Gabe.
Boolean?
Boolean algebra is the combined to perform the complex symbolic equations. Good anticipation and good for you. Merlin made it for Uther Pendragon, who gave it to King Leodegrance. Liam.
Excalibur?
Oh, no. And I'm going to complete the question for Harrisburg. And who returned it as a wedding gift when his daughter Guinevere married Uther's son Arthur? What is this famous piece of furniture? Drew.
Round table.
It is the round table. Yes, it holds about as much water as all the Great Lakes combined. 20% of the world's freshwater resources. What is this, Liam?
Lake Baikal.
Lake Baikal is this lake in the Siberian Russia. Jim Young sells his watch to buy combs for his wife, Della. But Della, Liam.
The Gift of the Magi?
The Gift of the Magi is the bittersweet O. Henry short story, yes. Euphony is literally good speech. What?
Cacophony?
Cacophony would be the opposite that refers to bad speech or a lot of noise. Of hereditary monarchies, of cruelty and clemency.
Hemophilia?
Sorry. Harrisburg Academy, complete the question you, and why flatterers should be shunned are a few of the chapters of the 1932 Handbook in Practical Politics. Oh, and that sound took us to the end of the round and to the end of the game. A very strong performance by Elizabethtown. They're returning for round 2. We'll see you in just a few short moments for some final words.
Scorekeeping for WGAL8 Brainbusters, presented by Jennings College Consulting, where students discover the right college fit for the future. We'll return after this.
Congratulations, Elizabethtown. What a performance. They're coming back for round 2. Well, we have another new match scheduled with 2 new high school teams from the area, and we hope to have the pleasure of your company as well. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye for now. To that bullying. I mean, did you just know?